Hey there, my name is Brittany Bryden. This is my dog Garth. And this class is just a quick one for you to do in the morning to wake up your spine, get a little heat through the core, get some movement through the hips so that you're ready to take on the day. So we're going to start off on our backs. So as you come down onto your backs, you're going to bend your knees, set your feet about mat distance apart. Your knees are going to come together. And let's just take a moment here. So bend the elbows, reach for either elbow, arms come up and over the head, and relax the arms to the floor. So if that angle is too much for the shoulders, you can take your arms more into a Y shape or into a T shape. You're going to close down the eyes, relax your jaw, and let's just take a few breaths there. So you're going to breathe in through the nose, breathe through the belly, the ribs, the back, and then exhaling out through the nose. A few more like that. All right, now you're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling, interlace the hands, and press the palm of the hands together. So you're going to leave the legs as they are. So knees stay together, root down to the feet. Now take your knuckles over to the left side. So your right shoulder blade's going to slowly start to peel off the floor. Now you're going to lift your head, you're going to curl your chest up. Now feel like you're reaching your knuckles towards the front left corner of your mat. And then slowly you're going to roll down. Now take your knuckles over to the right side. So you're going to lift that left shoulder blade off the floor, lift the head, curl yourself up, reach towards the front right corner of the mat, and then lower back down. So making sure it's happening in the upper back, keeping your pelvis stable so your legs aren't moving. And you're just moving through the spine. So you're going side to side on your own, trying to really slow it down. A few more rounds. And once you finish that right side, you're going to lower down onto your back. Take the hands on the floor, framing your hips. And separate your knees and bring your feet about hip distance apart. So as you press the feet down on the floor, I want you to feel like you're dragging your heels to the glutes. Lift your hips up just a little bit. Curl under with your pelvis. So as you curl under with the pelvis, start to engage your glutes and your hamstrings. So you're going to come into a glute bridge. So you're going to lift your hips up. So find hip extension. Think of this less of a back bend and think more of the activation through your posterior chain. And then lower the hips down to a hover. And then lift the hips back up. Again, think of this more of a glute bridge lift. So you do a couple more on your own. You're just following your breath. Really waking up that posterior chain. Next time that you lift the hips up, pause there. And then think of a C-spine. So you're going to slowly roll down your back and your glutes will land last. So you're going to roll down for 5, 4, 3. So try to get the low back to land before the glutes. 2, 1. Now anchor your pelvis into the floor. Take your feet off the ground and bring your shins parallel towards the ceiling. So your knees are tracking right over top of the hips. So try not to bring your knees towards your chest here. Knees right over top of the hips. And just with your breath first, take an inhale, fill through the ribs, the back, the belly. And then when you exhale, I want you to feel like you're pulling your frontal hip bones towards one another, feeling the pelvis heavy into the ground. So a few more like that. Inhale, fill. And then exhale, pull the frontal hip bones towards one another. Do one more like that. Inhale. And then exhale, pull it in. So adding a little bit more here. Reaching both arms up towards the ceiling, palm of the hands face one another. Now you're going to hinge from the left hip. You're going to lower your left heel down to a hover. Reach your right arm back, hover your right thumb above the floor. And then your exhale, you're going to bring yourself back to where you started. So then switch. So inhale, lower the right heel, reach your left arm back. And then exhale, pull it in. Inhale, switch. Exhale, come back to center. And you're going to keep going side to side. But try not to rush it. Really pay attention to what's happening through your core. If you're starting to flare, especially through the ribs, then don't take that heel so low. You might have to lift it up a little bit more. Some of you might straighten the legs. Starting to build a little heat, a little fire through the belly. A couple more rounds. Last one on each side. And then bend your knees, set your feet down on the mat about hip distance apart. Just let your knees rock side to side. Next time the knees land over to the right, recline twist so the legs can stay in that shape, or you can bring your knees a little closer together, whatever feels good. You're not here long. And then switch. So you're going to come all the way over onto your left side so that you can use your hands to help lift yourself up. And then we're going to come onto our hands and knees in table, so facing the front of your mat. So as you bring yourself in a table, take your left hand on the ground. Your right hand's going to come behind the back of the head. Support your spine by activating through your core. Rotate the chest to the right, send your elbow up. Keeping your left arm straight, now tap your right elbow to the left elbow. I'm going to do that again. Open up to the right, send the elbow up. And then tap the right elbow to left elbow. A few more on your own. And then next time that you open up, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Thread the needle, take your right arm underneath you, ground the right arm as well as that right ear. You're going to come onto your left fingertips. So push the fingertips down to help pull the left shoulder back, but make sure you have even weight through your knees. And then take that right arm back up towards the ceiling. And then set your right hand down, switching sides. So left hand behind the back of the head. Rotate the chest to the left, send the elbow up. And then tap your left elbow to the right elbow. And keep going. Next time you open up, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. And then take your left arm underneath, thread the needle, ground that arm, ground the left ear, come onto your right fingertips. Push the fingertips down, pull that right shoulder back, lift the chest. Most importantly, breathe. And then take that left arm back up towards the ceiling. Set your left hand down. So you're going to walk your knees back a little bit, walk your hands forwards, and bring your forehead down to the ground. So this might feel great. You can stay where you are. Or you're going to bring your forearms to the ground, elbows pressed into the floor, bring your hands together in prayer, send your fingers up to the ceiling. Walk your elbows forwards about an inch, and then feel like you're trying to get your armpits to touch the floor. And then bring the hands back onto the ground, come forwards in a table. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. So hips go up and back. Make any adjustments in your first down dog. And then heels come up. You're going to bend your knees and just walk forwards to the top of the mat. So the feet are going to be about hip distance apart, maybe even wider. Now your left hand's going to reach for your right ankle. Bend into your left leg. Rotate your chest to the right and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. So you can let that top arm fall back a little bit more. And then you'll switch. So take your right hand to the left ankle, bend into your right leg, and reach your left arm up. And then set both hands down onto the ground, bend your knees, slowly roll yourself up to stand. So you're going to turn to face the left side of your mat. So nice wide, long edge of your mat. Bring the heels into center, turn your feet out slightly. Bend your knees, actively press the knees open, lower the hips down, And you're either going to take your hands or your forearms to the inside of the thighs and just rock side to side. And then bring your hips to center. Your left hand's going to come to the inside of the left leg. So actively press that knee open. You're going to send your left shoulder forwards, and as you do that, pull the right shoulder back. So your chest is going to turn to face the front of your mat. And then switch. So right hand to the inside of the thigh. Take the right shoulder forwards, draw the left shoulder back. And then come to center, bring your feet parallel, hands to the floor, wide-legged forward folds. So instead of sending all your weight back, bring your hips center and lifting up through the inner thighs. You're going to come onto your fingertips, lengthen the spine. So feet stay as they are. You're just going to bend into the right leg, coming into a skater lunge. So think long spine. Actively press that right knee open, and then shift over to the left. So you're just going to do a couple more skater lunges on your own. You can use your hands or not. That's totally up to you. But next time that you bend into your left leg, you're going to pivot now to face the back of your mat. So your hands frame your left foot. Turn on the ball of your back foot and set your right knee to the floor. Your left hand's going to come to your left thigh. Your right arm's going to come forwards and up. So lift up first. Then you're going to lean over to the left side, creating a little space to the side. And then take that right elbow down the outside of your left leg. Your right hand's going to come into a fist. Press your left hand down onto that fist. Draw the left shoulder back and lift the chest up. So if you'd like, you can tuck your back toes under and pick up your back knee here. And then set your hands to the floor. If your knee is up, you're going to set the knee down, lift your chest up, and then a half split hips, go back, flex the left foot. And then bend into the front leg. Tuck your back toes under, pick up your back knee. Easy twist, reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. So keeping power in that right leg. Reach your left arm towards the front so your bicep just hovers above the ear. And then pull that left hip back, so feel that nice stretch to the side. And then set your hand down to the inside of your foot. Walk yourself over to the right side for that wide-legged forward fold again. Lengthen your spine, and then just fold into your legs. Take a few breaths here. Close the eyes, relax around the ears, the jaw, the neck. And then lengthen the spine again. So you're going to go skater lunges or skandasana if that's in your practice, finding that external rotation happening from the hips, going side to side. And then next time you bend into the front leg, so into your right leg, pivot to face the front of your mat, hands frame the right foot, turn on the ball of your back foot, set your left knee down. Right hand to your right thigh, your left arm's going to come forwards and up, so lift up first, then lean over to the right. Take your left elbow to the outside of that right leg, left hand into a fist, press your right hand down onto that fist, draw the right shoulder back. Feel that twist of the spine. Setting your hands to the floor, hips go back, half split. And then bend into the front leg. Tuck your left toes under, pick up your back knee, easy twist, right arm up towards the ceiling. So chest stays facing where it is, just reach your right arm towards the front of your mat. So bicep hovers, but see if you can pull that right hip back a little bit more. And then right hand comes down to the inside of that right foot. Again, walk yourself over to the left, wide-legged forward folds. And then bend your knees. Slowly roll yourself up to stand. And then shake it out. All right, I hope you feel energized and ready to take on the day, especially after loosening up your hips and your spine. And I'll see you soon. Bye.